thank you very much for joining me back on my channel. My name's Holly if you are new around here. I do videos on cross stitch and diamond painting. However, I haven't really done many on diamond painting at the moment. I'm going to kind of savour that for when I get out to the States and I've got a bit more space. My space here is very limited. But before I start, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has joined me on my journey, everyone who's commented. I have had a lot of comments this month. I've answered everyone, I hope, about my projects, what I'm working on, and people have just, you know, said that they're working on the same ones and how far they are, and it's just been really nice to communicate with the community and to see kind of what you're all up to. So thank you so much for that. So I am back with my February video. I have done quite a lot of stitching this month. However, it has been really difficult because as well as trying to keep to my project goals, I have also been trying to logistically navigate everything in the States. So if you don't know, or if you are new, I am in the process of setting up a business in America. Now, I bought 100 acres like years and years ago now. It feels like a whole kind of lifetime ago. And I've been trying for probably about a good 10 years to set up a business out there, running and owning a livery yard or a horse boarding facility, as you say in America. But we've had real issues with financing because the bank said yes, they would loan us the money, and then they decided they weren't going to loan us the money. When I say us, I mean me and my dad. So it's been quite difficult, but you know, we've been saving a lot for a long time. My dad, bless him, has worked his socks off. So we finally have got some funds together and we're able to start making tracks in building the barn out there. So, you know, a lot of this month has been about talking with builders, has been paying off sort of stables that I had deposits on and things like that, navigating what we're actually going to build it out of, because I've had lots and lots of quotes on sort of metal or wood and what's the best thing and this, that and the other. But I think I've decided that now I'm going to stay away from metal because I really like the organic look of, or the organic aesthetics of wood. Planning on putting in LVL beams for the structure, and then I would really like to stain them. So stain them a really nice oak colour. But anyway, so that is kind of what I've been doing this month, as well as doing a bit of stitching. There's only been 2 goals that I've not managed to complete. One of them was part of my whip go. Now, I'll just put it out. So in February, my whip go was number 5. My numbers were number 5 and number 17. And as you can see, number 5 is spend a week on Bountiful bookshelf, which I did do. But then, oh, where is it? 17 here is, I think it was, where is 17? Is that 17? Yeah. Spend a week on Enchanted Snowman. Now, I spent a week on Bountiful bookshelf, as I said. I did my best with trying to get all of the projects sort of done and for me to reach my goals. I think, in all honesty, I left my Enchanted Snowman to the last minute, like sort of last week, and then didn't manage to get anything done purely because I set myself too many goals, I think, this month with everything that's going on. I mean, I'm going to be going out to the States in 6 weeks time, so you know, I think I had 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. I have 12 projects that I wanted to sort of up my percentage on. One of them, the Bountiful bookshelf, I set to be 4%. Now, I was at 3% and I thought that it would be okay to do 1% in a week, but what I didn't realise is when you work out 1% of 713,000 stitches, that's like 7,000 stitches. So I think I really overestimated there what I was going to be able to achieve in that week. Instead I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to bring it right down to 3.6%. And in the end, I ended up doing 3.66. So without further ado, I'm going to get stuck into what I bought this month. So I always generally do my haul. And actually, it hasn't been a hell of a lot, if I'm honest. So I bought, where have they gone? I bought some of those ties. And I literally just had a load of them here, and I don't know what I've done. Oh no, they're all wrapped up in my wires, but because they're black, I mainly bought these for my new start, which is my Henry VIII start, which you will see when I show you, because I've got to show you for that. So I bought some black ones. I also bought some purple ones for my other new start. I think, I'm not sure if I showed you last month or not. But it's for the Crosswords. So I'm doing that on primarily a grey fabric, a grey 32 count fabric. And then I am doing the Floss colour 29, which is like a really dark aubergine colour. So I thought it'd be really good to buy these, but in purple. So I've also got a load of these in purple because they seem to be out of stock on Amazon for like the multicoloured ones, which isn't a problem. You know, having all the same colour is not an issue. Now, the other thing I bought, which is absolutely amazing, and I didn't realise actually until I bought it, that it matches my project. 1 second. What's the matter, babes? What's the matter, mate? I just had my little black cat come and say hello to me. So this, and I got this off Etsy. Oops. And it was quite expensive. I say it's quite expensive. It was £9, but thankfully it came from the UK. But it's this one. How cool is that? So that is the project for my Henry VIII. And I did not realise until I bought that it was the same one. So that sits on my project very proudly, I'm happy to say. So anyway, so literally that was it with regards to haul. It was getting towards the end of the month, feeling slightly broke. Horses cost me a fortune as per usual. So I don't think I bought anything else. No, I think that was literally it. I'm trying to calm down a bit on the buying scheme of things. I think if I bought anything, then it was some more of these as well, but you've seen these. I've bought so many packs. So I am going to go and show you in the order that I've got them on my desk. So I might be kind of going through my plastic wallets a little bit, but it's only because it's a lot easier to go through my plastic wallets than it is to go from what is on top of my plastic wallet to then go through all of my projects. So the first one we are going to look at is Peacock Love. Now that is a Josephine Wall. Yeah, so it's this one here, Josephine Wall project. It is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is this one here. It's absolutely beautiful. It's part of a bigger project which is called what's it called? Peacock Days, I believe. But I thought this would be really nice to sit on top of a chest of drawer or something in my room. That's going to be sort of more of a. So I've got two guest rooms. One is slightly, well, I think they're about the same size actually, but one is hasn't got like an ensuite, so it's like a guest room, and the other one is, I guess you'd call it a guest suite because it's got an ensuite. So this one is going in my guest room, which has it's just going to be like a light grey colour, and then it's going to have sort of colour of purple. So I thought that would be really nice to sit on one of the chest of drawers. So I primarily worked on getting as many of my part threads stitched in this month because I had quite a few park threads that were out. So what I tend to do is I tend to stitch in my park threads, and then when I start stitching again, I'll stitch and then I'll park my threads, and then the next time I go into it, I'll stitch in my park threads. That makes sense. So this month, February, I was supposed to do 20%, and I did do 20%. I did 20.02%. On this one, I stitched 286 stitches. So it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad at all. So this is what it looked like last month. And this is where we are up to now. So all of my parked threads that I had all in this area, I've now managed to stitch in quite nicely. The only ones that I've got are these ones down here. I think what I'm going to do going forward is I'm just going to run this along here and then start coming down, rather than doing, I think my plan originally was going to be page by page, but you know what, as I go, I consistently change, or should I say, I consistently and constantly change the way in which I stitch. It just depends on what I fancy at the same time, at the time. So this bit over here is really annoying me because it's not kind of part of this area. So what I might do is take it all across and then start doing my squares again. So when I do my squares, I normally not do one square, I'll do a 4x4 square, or 2x2 square, sorry, and then sort of I'll kind of step it down over here, and then it will look a little bit neater. But that's kind of where we are with Peacock Love, sorry, at the moment, but it's absolutely beautiful. I'm stitching that one on 18 count 2/1 because I just wanted to get the size for that one. I wanted to make it a little bit bigger. So that is my first project that I'm showing you. So the second one is Stormy. Now, Stormy is being done on a fabric that I dyed myself. It is, again, it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and the art is from Critter Valley. So it's this one here. I love this one. However, I had absolutely no idea how much confetti there was in this. It was just crazy. So I did set myself a goal. I did reach the goal with this one, but because there is so much confetti, I made sure that the goal was kind of achievable. So on this one, my goal was to stitch up to 1%, and I did do that. I think I stitched, bear with me 1 second. On Stormy, I stitched 252 stitches, and I'm at 1.01%. I literally, as soon as I hit my percentage, because I knew that I had so many projects to work on this month, as soon as I hit my percentage, I was literally on to the next. So this is what it looked like last month. And this is what it looks like this month. So I've only managed to do a little bit. I am doing this on, I'm stitching it on 28 counts 2/2. This is being done on my own fabric that I dyed, and I used the colourway Pearl Grey. If I can get a bit closer, you can see sort of stitches. This is so difficult. I mean, look at how much colour is in that area there. Also, the other issue we've got with this, well, not an issue, but you know, it makes it slightly slower, is the fact that my fabric isn't gridded. I didn't want to sort of grid this fabric, I just wanted to leave it as is. So without gridding it, it just you know, you're counting and you're double counting, and you're just making sure that, you know, your numbers are right and that you're starting in the right place and you're finishing in the right place. But to be fair, there is so much confetti in that. Even if you put like a different colour stitch in, you know, the wrong place, it just really wouldn't matter. So that is the second one that I worked on this month. Just pop that over there. So the third one I stitched on was bookshelf, and my aim on this one was to get to 35%. So this is one that I bought from Etsy, and it's charted by New Dream Stitch, and that's it there. I love these books, and actually I do love working on this project because, you know, there's not really a lot of confetti, but it just means you get a break from that confetti, and there are so many different colours that it really keeps you going, really keeps you interested. So the aim of this one was to get up to 35%. I stitched 971, and I didn't write down what my percentage I'm at is. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, so bookshelf. So I'm at 35.05. So again, aim was to get 35%. As soon as I hit that 35%, bang, I was on to the next. So 35.05% is what I did on this one. So this is what you saw it as last month. And this is where I am now. So I can't even remember what I worked on. I think it was sort of around this area. I definitely put some more colour in here, definitely put some more colour in here and here. I think I was just trying to close up, you know, the holes in this area here. I can't remember if I worked on this one, but very, very shortly I am looking at colour completing this one. So a lot of my colours, I've got, you know, not very many stitches left. So certainly this one is coming down. My original plan was the first original plan was to take them all to about the sort of same height. Then my next plan was, if you can see on this one, to do it book by book. So I kind of started almost finishing that one. I've just got a few more stitches to go in for this book here. And then I was going to do that one, and that didn't turn out how it was supposed to. So I decided, you know, that with this one, I'm just going to work on the colours that really, you know, appeal to me at the time, depending on my mood. I am very aware that I need to do a lot more in these two here, but I am finding that it's harder working on these two because there's less block colour. And on these 3, 4, there is a lot more block colour. So I think sometimes when I'm, you know, in the midst of doing my Heaven and Earth designs and I get sort of, you know, confettied out, I come to this one and then I just want to have a bit of block colour for a while. I'm stitching this one on 18 count 2/1. And as you can see, this is on a gridded fabric. This is a fabric which is an Evenweave. Oops, I'm getting caught up with my microphone. So yeah, so really enjoy working on that one. I'm hoping to hit the 50% mark pretty soon. I don't think it will take long because I'm able to do sort of a lot of confetti stitching on that one. So that is the next one. Right, the next one I worked on, and I love working on this one because I just love the colours. So the next one I worked on was a long dog sampler called Crosswords. So that is this one. It's really beautiful. I love this one. So the main letters here and outside of the letters, as you will see shortly, is the colourway 29 for my DMC colours. My main aim for this one was to be 3%. And actually I've got the colours here if you'd like to see them. So, don't probably need to take them out. Okay, so this is the colourway. So, like I said, the letters and around the boxes of the letters are going to be this colour here, which is 29. And then, I'm really sorry about the shine. And then anything else, all of these bits in here, in between, they're going to be 3041, which is this colour here. And then there are just a few accent things. So, like for example, inside the O and that one there, I'm going to do that in 327. This one here. Hi, Rascal. You've just had your dinner, babes. You've just had your dinner. I can't feed you 15 times in a day, okay? Right, so that one there. So they are going to be the colours used. So I'm doing this one on, am I doing it on 32 counts, 2/2. Again, I said my main aim was to get to 3%, and I got to, where did I get to? Oh, my stomach's rumbling. 3.25%. I did 142 stitches. So, I'm just going to pop this back in here before I lose it. So this is what it looked like last month. If I did any last month, I think I did, but I'm not 100% sure. And this is where we are at this month. And you know what, to be honest, I'm not going to lie, I had no idea that this was going to come out so big. I thought that the squares were going to be like half the size of this. But I did measure it correctly. I've definitely got enough material or enough fabric. But how gorgeous is the fabric, and B, the colour. How stunning is that colour? Gorgeous, gorgeous on this fabric, isn't it? So again, these are the little, what do you call them? Sort of electrical wire things. I can't remember what they're called now. They're magnetic. So I got a purple for this one. Well, I got a load of purple. And I think these are also shared on some of my other projects, but I primarily got the purple ones for this project because I thought it'd be really cool to keep them all the same colour. So yeah, I'm doing this one on 32 count 2/2. And that's where I've got to so far. This one I tend to sort of do at work, so it doesn't really get worked on a lot. I only have half an hour lunch break at work, which is a bit annoying really. I do a 40-hour week. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I know everyone works, but I do a 40-hour week and I still only get a half an hour break. It does my head in. I could really do with spending a whole hour on that, on a project per day, because by the time I get stuck into it, you know, it's sort of half past the hour or it's on the hour, and then, you know, I have to come back out of it again. So it is a bit of a nightmare. So the next one I'm going to show you, which wasn't even in the plans to work on, and I don't think I mentioned it last month, but it's one that I also do at work, and that's Resistance is Futile. So that's this one. I do this one again like the crossword, and I do this one at work. So again, it only gets sort of half an hour here and there. I haven't really done a whole heap of work on this one. Set myself a goal. In fact, I didn't realise how many stitches I had on this one. So when I set my goal, I think I set this one a little bit too low. So my main aim for this one was to get to 20%. And I don't even know how many stitches I did. It was a really stupid amount. It was like a really small amount. 141 stitches. And I am at, oh God, I haven't written that one down either. I know I met 20% because I thought, oh gosh, I've done 20% already. So I've done 20.35% on that one. So this is where you saw it last month. I mean, I'm so sorry about my tummy. I'm literally coming from work and I thought, right, the first thing I'm going to do is do my video. And my stomach thinks I'm clearly starving, so I'm really sorry about that. So, and this is where we are up to now. So I know it's kind of a bit wavy up here, but that is purely just because where my Q-snap is. In fact, it needs to kind of come off and then go back on again. It's just made the fabric a bit skewiff. This fabric is called Sparkle Snow, and I got this from, where did I get this from? Wool Warehouse in the UK. Don't know if they're an international carrier. They might ship internationally, I'm not too sure. But I don't know if you can see, it is a little bit sparkly. It might not come out in the light, but I thought if this one isn't a full coverage, it would be just really nice to have a bit of sparkle. Now, the colourway DMC that I'm using for this one, it's actually CXC thread. All of my projects I use CXC thread, is 917, because I really fancied a stunning hot pink, something to just really be out there. And I'm going to put this in a white frame as well, so it really stands out. And I thought that the 917 colour on the white, the real kind of white Sparkle Snow, would look really, really beautiful. So that is the reason why I've gone for this colour, but it's stunning. I'm doing this, I can't remember if I told you, 28 count 2/2. I'll just show you a little bit closer. I know people like to see stitches up close. So I've done the first band completely, almost completed the second band, and then I will be on to the third band. How many bands are in this one? I can't even remember how many bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 bands. So I'm coming up to the third one. But yeah, so that's really beautiful. And that's going to go in my bedroom, because my bedroom is going to be like a pink and grey colour, but a couple of different pinks, like a baby pink, hot pink, and like a dusky pink. But not too intense, so just little bits of colour that just bring out, you know, the dove grey, because I think pink and dove grey looks really beautiful. So that is that project. So I've done 20 point something on that one, 335 I think. The next project I'm going to show you, I didn't even get out, so, which is brilliant really, isn't it? So that is this one here. So I tell you what, my fabric must be getting absolutely filthy, because I can't get a grime guard big enough for this project, and in fact it's probably been my longest running project. You wouldn't tell though, because I've done next to nothing on it. Feels like I've done nothing on it, but obviously I have. Oh, it's already open. So the next one is Bountiful Bookshelf. And this is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artwork is by Amy Stewart. I love this one. This is the Max Colour Super Size. I just wanted to go all out for this one. This is the one that I said to you, I think I was being a little bit sort of ahead of myself when I set the goal of up to 8%. So I think I was going to go from 3% to 1%, and then realised that 1% is actually about 7,000 stitches, and that was never going to happen on God's green earth. Was I ever going to do 7,000 stitches in 5 days? Or 7 days, because I did a week on this. So I kind of reevaluated, and I came back to thinking, right, 3.6% would be, you know, a good figure to go with. So on this one, I stitched 624 stitches. I know it doesn't seem a lot, but 1, 2, 3, I've got like 5 days of 126, 121, 157, 67. The only way that I've been able to get the rest of my goals done is if my week was a 5-day week. So I had a weekend for doing another project, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to make my goals. So all of the ones that I've said I'm going to work a week on, that means a working week. So that is Monday to Friday. But with that, I ended up coming back from work and then sort of spending another 5 hours, you know, working from home in the States, because the States are 5 hours behind us and I've got another 5 hours. I mean, a perfect example was, long story short, my stables are going to be on a commercial shipping, in a commercial shipping company. It's going to be shipped with a commercial shipping company. My company name that I registered with, because I was told by someone to register as an LLC, is HV Equine LLC. Now, when I needed an EIN number to set up a bank account and everything else, this was like way back when, 10 years ago, I set the EIN up as Holly Vernon, DBA, doing business as HV Equine. So it's not HV Equine LLC. So when I spoke to the shipping company and I explained the situation that my EIN name doesn't match my registration name, they said, oh, you're going to have to make that so they both match. So I came home and then I rang the IRS in the USA, because that's who I needed to ring in order to get an EIN number or to change it. The guy I spoke to was absolutely lovely, but it took 2.5 hours for someone at the IRS to pick up the telephone. I was literally on hold, not on hold, but you know when you go through and it's like, press 1 for this, press 2 for that, press 3 for that. And then I managed to get through to the right department, and I was on the phone for 2.5 hours waiting for someone on the other side to pick up the phone. So it hasn't always been easy for me to be able to sort of meet the demand of my, projects. And so when I say I'm only doing 121, 126, I've also got a horse that I exercise in the week as well. Don't exercise it every day in the week, but this is the reason why my figures. So this one here where I did 67, that was probably a day where I was exercising my horse. So yeah, bit of a nightmare. So I did 624 stitches on this one. I am at 3.66%, and my hair's gone all static. I don't know why it's gone all static. It's very, very warm in here, so it might be really dry. So I meet my goal for that. I am a bit disappointed that I couldn't quite meet 4%, but I was never going to do 7,000 stitches. So this is what it looked like last month. And this is where we are this month. So I was planning on working sort of down here as much as I could. I haven't quite fulfilled. Oh, hang on, I'm all over the place. So I planned on working down here, not quite filled out all the gaps. I did a little bit more in this area here, a little bit more in this area here. I think I did a bit more in this area here. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember now, because this is one of the projects that I did a kind of a week of right at the beginning of this month. So we're almost, this is the bottom of the book. So I just am desperately to get this bit filled out. This here is, I think that runs all along there. That's kind of some letter that's on the shelf. But yeah, my main aim really is to sort of get a lot of this done here, so I can move this Q-snap over, so I can sort of reach this book here. So so if I shift everything this way, I can finish this book, finish this letter thing, this note that sits on the bookcase here, and then I can start this book here, because this book isn't as confetti heavy as this one. Although this seems like, it wouldn't be confetti heavy, it really, really is. Look at that. And then this bit, don't even talk to me about this bit here. The amount of confetti stitches in that is unbelievable. This one I'm doing 18 count 2 over 1, and I love my stitches on this one. They're so neat. Oh gosh, my arm's dead. It's quite heavy. I've got a hell of a lot of material that is connected to this. Look, just all of this here, all of this here. But yeah, so that is the next project. I'm exhausted already. Gosh, so tired.
I don't know that one.
Alexa's gone a bit overboard right now. Okay, so the next one I worked on is Oh, I love this one. When I say I love this one with a capital L. So this is a new start. You haven't seen this one. This is the incredible Henry VIII. Absolutely love this project. This is artwork by Hans Holbein, and this is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And you know what I absolutely love about this is that there is so much block colour up here. This really gives you a break with the confetti. So if you want a project that will just enable you to get stitch counts in, this is the one. So this month I did Henry VIII 952 stitches, because my main aim was to get 0.50%, 0.5%, and I haven't even started this one yet. So this was this month that I started it, so almost 1,000 stitches. Haven't got anything to show you last month, but this is where I am this month. Or should I say this is just where I am in general, because like I said, I haven't got anything to show you. Here. Okay, bear with, oh my days, bear with one sec. Goodness me. Right, when I get my stuff together. The thing is, it's awkward because it's so long. Okay, here we are. So a lot of that is 823, 919, 989. Some is 550. Don't know if you can see the colours properly. I need to pick this up with my hands. Right, okay. So yeah, you're not going to be able to see the colour differences because of the lights. So again, I started off with sort of the block colour, and then I don't know what I did. I went a bit rogue along here, and then I started sort of coming down. I have no idea where my thought process was for this project, to be honest. I started off one way, the next day I changed it, and I decided that I wanted to kind of do it, what do you call it? Page by page. I think I am going to do it page by page, but I think the page is going to be, again, the block, and then come down so it's nice and neat. Because with this one, I won't have to worry too much about the blocked colours. Sorry, I won't have to worry too much about the parking, because I've got a lot of block colour on it. I'm doing that one on 18 count 2/1 because I wanted to have a really beautiful big finished project, because that is going to go pride of place somewhere. I haven't decided yet, but I want to have that wow factor. Maybe that's the sort of project that would be really good in the porch area. So as you walk in to my home, and then it's like there right in front of you, that it gets people going, oh, that's amazing. And then they don't realise that it's not just, you know, a picture, it's actually artwork. I mean, it's cross stitch, it's cross stitch's art. So I think that would be really nice. So that is that one, and I love with the capital L, that project, because it just gives me such a break. Right, the next one, and I actually am very chuffed with myself for this one. The next one I'm going to show you is Twisted Band Sampler, and this is artwork by Needle Expressions. This is one I got from Etsy. Look how stunning that is. So ordinarily, when I say I'm going to do a band, I just choose a band, and so for example on the green, I've got the green one to do now. I would just do sort of that green band there, but I've actually completed this band as well. So I am colour complete on one of these bands. So that is really exciting. In fact, what I ended up doing is I spent like 5 days on this just because I wanted to get the band complete, and also because I really enjoyed working on it. It was something that I just kept on going, and I thought, you know, in my head I was like, what do you want to work on today? And I just thought, well, it's on my Lowry stands. You know, I've only got an hour before I've got to go to bed or have a shower, go to bed. So I thought I'll just work on that one, and I was just chipping away and chipping away. So I ended up working on that one for about 4 or 5 days, and realistically, I kind of maybe should have just changed around the enchanted snowman for, I think, have I got that on my, I don't know if I've got a whole week on my Whip Go for that one. Maybe I haven't. No, so I've got in 1 month 2 bands on the Twisted Band Sampler, but I haven't got a week. But the 2 bands, when it comes up, will be a lot easier because as I'm going down, my bands are getting shorter and shorter, so it won't be so bad. But I digress. So on this one, I worked on Twisted Band Sampler for 3, 4, 5 days. I did 1,776 stitches. My goal was to be at where are you? Oops, hang on, I need to move that. Oh, I think I didn't do it by percentage because I'm doing it by band. So it was just 1 band, but I actually did 2 bands, so I smashed it. And on this one, I'm at, as it stands, 55.99%, so almost 60%. So this is what it looked like last month. And this is where I am today. Now I'm wondering whether I should just, hang on, if I should just, I don't know. So basically, the issue I've got with this is because I had to, oh, hang on, let me just pop this back in here and then I can use it as the back. But basically, because I had to roll this up so I can get down to the bottom, you're not going to see all of, you know, kind of the rest of the bands, these bits here. You're only going to see really sort of this area. But, and I want to be very careful with the stitches because I've got stitches that have completed on this side. So yeah, so this is where we are at now. So as you can see, I have done that band all the way to the bottom, and I have done this band all the way to the bottom. It's absolutely beautiful. Doing this one on 28 count 2/2. Again, I wanted a bigger finished project. Doing this one on the same fabric as my Resistance is Futile. Resistance is Futile from a Long Dog Sampler. Again, exactly the same fabric. It's a Sparkle Snow, beautiful, brilliant white. And this will really be stunning when it's finished. Absolutely gorgeous that is. I must admit, I tell you what though, I am glad that I did this one along with this band because there was so many, not mistakes, but where I was just off by count. And if I hadn't have done this band at the same time, I might not have picked up those mistakes and then have to frog like all the way up again. So if anyone takes this on, I really recommend that you do this band with this band because they just keep them in line. I can't remember, how was it? I can't remember how it was. I think it was like making sure that I had 1 or 2 stitches from the more solid band. And I found that, you know, sometimes the bit that would go down, the, hang on, let me take it out here. Sometimes what I found was this bit here would maybe graze, so you can see those stitches there, would maybe graze past those stitches, which meant that those stitches here were out of sync. Maybe I've dropped down too much or dropped to this side too much because I think there is, I don't know if you can see, I think there's 1 or 2 stitches between those 2 stitches there and then this band here. So really it was a good job that I ended up doing both the bands together because it just kept everything in sync and just kept everything exactly where it should be. So that is my Twisted Band Sampler. Again, I really enjoy working on that one because it's so colourful. And, you know, when you've got heavy confetti stitching with your Heaven and Earth designs, it's a nice one to go to because you know that it's going to be, you know, plain sailing and just easy in one colour, and you don't have to keep colour changing and this, that and the other. So again, that's a nice one if you're having a tough day or if you're tired and you do want to do some stitching, but you don't need anything too heavy. You can go on to the Twisted Band Sampler. Right, my next one is Quick Stitch, a Stitch in Time Sweet Life. So this is a part of a Stitch in Time, and the artwork is by Amy Stewart. Again, this is going to go into my guest room because it's, you know, all about purples. I absolutely love this one. It's beautiful. I'm kind of on this area here. Really can't wait to get out of that area because this is confetti hell. I mean, look at that. The confetti in that area is just ridiculous. So my aim for this one was to do 3%. And I think I reached the goal of 3% on this one. Yeah, I reached the goal of 3.02. Again, like I said, as soon as I reached my goal, I was on to the next one because I didn't know how long I'd take to get everything done. So I did 304 stitches on this one. This is what it looked like last month. And this is a real hot mess of parked threads. Look at that. I don't know why I didn't get them on the this on the bobbins, but I clearly didn't. Anyway, I'm gonna have to sort that out. So here we are, starting to make a bit of progress with this one. So again, I had some parked threads in here. I just started working down my parked threads, and then I just parked them a little bit lower, a little bit like this one here. Haven't got around to these parked threads yet. Got a few rogue stitches in here that I need to do, but really beautiful colour. I actually do feel like I've done something on this one this month. Did I tell you how many? Yeah, I did 304 stitches, but that is purely by just taking what I had already in colour in my parked threads and just working my parked threads in. Didn't want to go down too low because I do eventually want to have to block colour, and then, you know, sort of working down gradually. I'm doing this one on 20 count 1/1. Oops, 20 count 1/1. So you can see the coverage. Really gorgeous coverage on this one. This is the first one I tried doing 20 count 1/1 on. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not. But my plan is to do the bigger version, to do the A Stitch in Time, and I did want to see how 20 count 1/1 came out, because the only frame that I can actually fit it on is the Omnic frame, because none of these frames are sort of big enough to fit all of my fabric on A Stitch in Time. Now, my main aim for that one is I do want to have all of it on one frame rather than a Q-snap. I don't want to do A Stitch in Time on a Q-snap. So I do have an Omnic frame which has got my peonies on at the moment. So I might have to look at getting another one of those. I'm not a massive fan of taking projects off a frame or a Q-snap and then putting it on to another one. I will do it if I need to, but you know what, I'll only do that with like the smaller Q-snaps, because sometimes I find that it's such a ball ache to get projects on and off frames, and it's just, I would rather just buy another frame. So I've got so much cross-stitch stuff, it's unbelievable. So that is A Stitch in Time, and I've got one more. What are we at? 48 minutes. Jeez, I wanted to get this done in half an hour, and that's not going to happen. I've got one more project to show you. So the next one is Quick Stitch Gray's Face 2. This is a Josephine wall, really, really gorgeous. Again, that is chartered by Heaven and Earth Designs. My main aim for that one was to get to, let me have a look, 73%. And I actually did do really well on that one. I think I did that at the beginning, and I ended up doing a little bit more than I needed to. When I got to sort of the back end of the month, that's when I started panicking and just literally reaching my goals. But for that one, I'm really confused. Where is it? Grey's face. I did 591 stitches. So I must have done that on one day on a weekend. And I am at 74%. So this is what it looked like last month. And we are so close with this one. And this is what it looks like now. That's where we are. So again, concentrating on this area here, sort of moving the stitches over, also bringing the stitches down. I am doing this one 18 count 2 over 1. I'm quite close to finishing this one at 74%. And I think what I can start doing is colour completing. Still got quite a bit in here to do, but that will be sort of, you know, my next plans to get sort of all of this area here, and actually any rogue stitches done in here. So I think I've got one there, and then one there and one there. And on this one, I think what I was doing is I was just going from the legend, the key, and I was going from the first colour and working all the way down and basically colour sort of completing up to sort of here. So if I had still 50 stitches, but they were in sort of this area here, I then just parked my threads. So that you can see, you know, it in the making rather than it be sort of lots of stitching everywhere. So that is Grey's face too. That's really lovely, that one. 18 count 2 over 1. Again, exactly the same fabric as all the other ones that have been done in that are fully gridded. I do not grid my work. I have got way better things to be doing than gridding my own work. So I'm a fabric gridder snob. I just can't cope with gridding fabric. And you know what? Kudos to you that do. I think it's amazing, but I'm all about the stitching. I don't have a lot of time to stitch, and so I would rather sort of spend my time stitching. So going forward next month, it's going to be a bit tricky. We are, like I said, I'm going to the States in 6 weeks' time. With that, I need to get all my stuff out of storage and repack it. I was supposed to be sending it out to the States, but that's a whole nother story. Basically, the shipping line that does things domestically. You've got a commercial shipping line, you've got a domestic shipping line. Each have to have their own license. They can't have both. They'll have one or the other. On my domestic, because I've only got a B1, B2 visa, which allows me to sort of deal with my business without actually having clients in, sort of bringing any money. It just allows me to do things like marketing, you know, building and all of that. Because I've only got that visa at the moment, even though I was going to get my E2 visa, and they knew that, they won't ship any of my goods, any domestic goods over to America. So that's another thing I've been dealing with this month, which has been an absolute nightmare. So now the alternative is I am going to basically box everything up that I have in my house, put it in storage. My cross stitch stuff, because, you know, I want my cross stitch with me. I'm just going to DHL out there. It's personal belongings, but it's not really personal belongings. I'm just going to box all of my cross stitch up, chuck it over to DHL to send out to me. Anything else that I need personal wise, I will just deal with over there. So all of my personal belongings, my house, everything else will be in storage until I've got my E2 visa. But I can't live without my cross stitch, and I can put it in my suitcase, but you're only allowed 23 kilos. And you know, if I'm going out there for a period of however long it might take, 3 months, I need as much of that 23 kilos with you know, clothes really, more than anything else. So I really want to still be doing my video. I want to give you sort of, you know, updates on what's going on. So yeah, the only way that I'm going to be able to get my cross stitch out there, unless I take another suitcase with me and I put it through as excess baggage, which will be like 500 quid, I know that if I just DHL it with my, so I'm going to DHL my cross stitch, my DMC threads that relate to all of the projects that I've got, and my frames, and then they can be with me. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not, I'm not breaking any laws by doing that. I mean, yes, it's kind of personal to me, but it just means that I've got something to do on like the evenings. Otherwise, what am I going to do? And if I'm out there for a period of sort of 3, 4, 5, 6 months building the barn, I won't be able to come to you with any videos for sort of 4, 5, 6 months. And that's just, oh no, just the thought of that, nah. So I'll have the evenings. My dad will be coming over with me for a period of time, probably 6 weeks. But after he's gone home, then I'm just going to be sort of doing nothing. So yeah, I am going to have my cross stitch DHL'd over to me so that I've got it. That would make me feel so much better. So the Whip Go numbers were called this week, and they are number 15 and 21. So this is going forward. This is my plan for March. I can't even remember how I even got on the conversation of shipping. Oh yeah, so solid plans are probably not going to be so solid. I'm going to do my best to put together a plan of what I'm going to stitch this month. Again, it's going to have to work around the logistics of sorting out getting to the States. So 15 is a week of Gobbler Farm, which I am really, really happy about because I really want to start getting into Gobbler Farm. I absolutely love that project. Doing that one on 20 count 1/1, and I actually did pull these out. I thought I would be organised. So that's the Gobbler Farm. That is artwork by Donna Gelsinger, and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and absolutely love it. Really gorgeous, very autumnal, even though we're going into spring. I still love working on it. I love the colours. So I will be doing 5 days work on that, a week, 5 days. My next one is, so that was 15, 21, which is I need to complete 50% of this bumblebee. Now I think I'm at something like 40, where am I at? Let's have a look. Bumblebee, where are you? I think I'm on like 40 something percent on Bumblebee. So 43.03% on my Bumblebee. That is this one here. I want to get that to 50%. So you know what? It's not a massive project. That will be pretty easy to do. I could probably just do that in like one day on the weekend to get that to 50%. No problem at all. So I definitely will be able to do that one. I've actually got that here to show you. Again, I had to take the Q-snap off for this one and then give the Q-snap to another project. So that's where I am. So, you know, not too bad, getting there. Really gorgeous. I love my Bumblebee. So that is in the plan this month to complete to 50%. So that can go there and that one can go there. And my Whip Go for last month was 5 and 17. So I did 5, which was a week of Bountiful Bookshelf, but I never got round to doing 17, which was a week on Enchanted Snowman Stocking, which is this one here. So this month I am going to do a week on that as well. So basically I've got a week of Enchanted Snowman Stocking, a week of Gobbler Farm. I need to get my Bumblebee up to 50%. They are ones that I'm absolutely going to reach, those goals that I'm going to reach, because they should be doable. With regards to what I'm going to do in between that, I don't know. I will probably decide that, you know, what I fancy. Now, more than likely it will be ornament stitching time, because I haven't worked on that one. I didn't show you my Enchanted Snowman Stocking, which is this one here, which is very, very cute. So yeah, so I need to work on that one for a week. But I will more than likely be working on the ornament, Stitch in Time, because that's quite nice and small. Peacock Love, which you've seen, I worked on that earlier this month because that's quite nice and small. I need to work on my pink peonies because I've not worked on that one. So I'll probably do like a day and a weekend on that one or two. Not too sure how many stitches I'm going to get on that one. We'll just go with sort of where I am time wise. So basically I think what I want to do is the ones that I've got most of my percentage in, so like Grace Faces or Grace Face 2, Peacock Love, Bumblebee, possibly bookcase, which is one you've seen earlier with all the books. You know, anything that's sort of over 40%, I want to see if I can sort of complete a little bit more. But I'm just going to have to sort of see where I am. Again, Story Keep, that would be one to work on because I haven't worked on that one this month. But again, you know, if I can fit it in. So I think certainly 50% on Bumblebee, a week on Enchanted Snowman, and a week on Gobbler Farm. And then anything else that I choose to kind of fit in between time, I will. So you're almost being left with you're kind of not going to know what is going to come up, which is quite exciting because it's something to look forward to. You know, if we told you everything that we were going to be doing, it would get boring. But yeah, so that is it for me. Thank you so much for sticking out to the end if you have been hardcore and stuck out to the end of the video. Keep your comments coming. I absolutely love reading your comments. Everyone has been so lovely and so supportive, and it's really nice to hear that, you know, other people are working on the same projects as me, which is fantastic. But thank you. Have a lovely rest of the day, evening, morning, whatever it is that you are doing when you're sort of watching this video. And I will see you next month, which will be about 2 weeks or maybe a week. Hopefully by next month, I will be able to tell you that my flights are booked because that would be so exciting. Yeah, so have an amazing evening or morning or day. Thanks, guys. Bye.